expected to make an
Welcome to the
argument
Jay
for why
Bravado
voters
Show.
should back
And
Republicans
do we have
in
a
this
show for you
November's
today? We do have a
midterm
special
election.
show for you
We'll
today.
talk
We're
more
watching the
about the
State of
message
the
of
Union
tonight's
address
address with the two
with
guests
Donald J.
we
Trump.
have with us here in the studio. But first, back up on Capitol Hill.
Then we're going to be going over to
Arrivals
the
for
reaction.
tonight's address already underway.
This is going to be
More
great.
than 500
You guys
elected
enjoy.
lawmakers and
Welcome to
their
the Jay
guests are
Bravado
making
Show.
their way to the House chamber,
Roll it.
though many Democrats are boycotting or attending alternative events. Now, this is the scene inside Statuary Hall, just off the House chamber, where dozens of journalists are positioned to cover the evening. C-SPAN, of course, with live coverage throughout the evening on all three of our networks and, of course, online as well. Taylor Popelars is with Spectrum News, and he is in Statuary Hall. Mr. Popelars, what's the mood up there on Capitol Hill? What's the read that you've gotten from today? And Taylor Popelars is not hearing us just at the moment, so we're pleased to introduce to you Marissa Schultz of the New York Post and Alex Gangitano of Politico. Alex, what are you hearing about today? What's been the mood? What's been the read?
Yeah, so I think the White House is very excited for this. They think that this is going to be his big economic push, his big push that he can tackle things, announce things to tackle affordability. They're going in with a really optimistic tone about this. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, I think the read is kind of wondering how this Democrat boycott's going to go. Would they come back to maybe bite Democrats, or is it something that they think is worth taking a stand about? And how Republicans are feeling. I mean, I think Leader Thune earlier today was asked about, did the White House talk to you about some of these announcements on corporate tax cuts that maybe the president would be announcing, or other new tax policies?
Yeah. So right now we're going to go ahead and get into a little bit of what CNN is talking about, and then we're going to get back into the State of the Union, because the State of the Union has not started yet, and I don't want to bore you guys with this C-SPAN talk. All right, welcome back to the Jay Bravado Show, and enjoy this while we take a look at what double standards look like. There's a young lady in this video who doesn't understand what she's saying. She looks the opposite. She's saying the opposite, and everything is the opposite, like it's opposite day. My. Okay, we're just checking. Is this there yet? Not a problem. 1 second.
On top for the Americans. The hockey team flew in today. They had a nice visit at the White House. They're supposed to be at the State of the Union.
We're just changing the channels right now, guys. Please hold, please. This is amazing. We're going to watch this together on the Jay.
A State of the Union address is supposed to be an address to the entire country saying, here's who we are as Americans. Here's what matters to all of us. It's supposed to be a pep rally for the entire country. And Trump will get up there like he always does during his speech. He will try to relitigate the 2020 election because he can't help himself.
It's supposed
and he'll start going off on these weird tangents that have nothing to do with what the American people want.
Well, first of all, it's hard to unify.
Why is she not going to be there? Do you still go to the school of the United States of America? Or were you expelled? Run it back from the top. Really, this is good.
A State of the Union address is supposed to be an address to the entire country saying, here's who we are as Americans. Here's what matters to all of us. It's supposed to be a pep rally for the entire country. And Trump will get up there like he always does during his speech. He will try to relitigate the 2020 election because he can't help himself. And he'll start going off on these weird tangents that have nothing to do with what the American people want.
Well, first of all, it's hard to unify the country when many Democrats refuse to come tomorrow and stage protests in the middle of the speech. Second of all,
you're not planning
with respect to
right?
with.
I'm not going because this president.
Exactly. That's why she's a double standard candidate. She's not going, but she wants people to support her movement, which is bringing down the United States of America by any means necessary. Ugh.
This president, because this president is divisive. You don't go into U.S. cities and terrorize people. You don't tell lies, and you do not become an anti-black president who has come after African Americans. That's divisive. That's why I'm not going.
Did she say
like Minneapolis, like New York, like Portland, Oregon?
This is absurd. You guys comment down in the comment section, please. Let me know what you think about what she's saying. Anti-black president. I don't think so. When you have Jesse Jackson and President Donald J. Trump releasing more black people than any other president in history. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Roll it.
That refuse to honor detainer agreements, that refuse to say, we will turn over a criminal to federal authorities. What happens is, in a city like New York, they release them back on the street to commit more crimes. And so you get ICE agents coming in to actually take them off the street. A controlled handoff of a criminal alien at a county or city or municipal jail is far safer than having ICE agents have to go into the community to get them. That should have been happening. These blue states refuse to cooperate. That's why you have this surge.
You agree we need some reforms.
Of course. But this is what I've been arguing for years. You have to secure the border. We have done that.
We agree
You
with
have
that.
to deport the criminal aliens. Yep. We are doing that.
Agreed.
Yep.
You need immigration reform. It's why I've been a co-lead on the Dignity Act last Congress and this Congress, so that people who have been in this country for more than 5 years, who are not committing crimes, who are participating in the workforce, who pay their taxes, who pay a fine, can have a legal status, not a pathway to citizenship, but a legal status to stay in this country. And many of them.
But if you bust into someone's house, an American's house, you need a warrant, right? And we should have better training.
Of course, for an American's house, no question. But here's the fundamental problem. Democrats will say we need a federal judicial warrant in order to cooperate. But when you have these detainers being issued for somebody who committed a state crime, and most crimes committed are under state law, Democratic cities and mayors cooperate with ICE on that issue.
Even in that, I was on the show with Casey. We were talking to the mayor of Minneapolis. During the Obama administration, they had ICE agents in the prison, right?
In the county jail,
right? Not allowed in the Trump administration. Geez, I wonder why. I wonder why they cooperated during the Obama administration, not cooperating now. And so there's got to be an end to sanctuary cities, sanctuary states. You can't, if you're a municipality, you can't just say, we like these laws, we don't like these laws. How about if you're in the next Democratic administration, we're going to say, we don't like the EPA. We're not going to follow any of the laws the EPA promulgates. We're just not going to do it.
Well, that's
we're not going to do, we're just, well, no, it doesn't actually happen. We're going to pick and choose.
I want to big
your
picture
village,
this
I don't like to pay taxes.
Let's pull the lens out a little
Yes,
bit. Take
please.
all the points, all the weeds on the immigration. But tomorrow night, the president is going to give a speech historically the State of the Union is
That's all they do.
for everybody.
Yep.
Some Democrats are going, some are not. Are you going?
I'll be there.
Okay, so
I'm not
you
going.
two are on different pages. You are not going. Why do you think it's the right thing to go?
Because I want to hear what the president about the country, and I want to hear what the president has to say and what he's going to do to actually make life more affordable for folks. Hoping he's actually going to bring the Gateway train tunnel back and fund it between New York and Jersey. But I want to hear what the president's going to do to get people their health insurance more affordable. What they're going to do about food. What are they going to do about the tariffs? Because by the way, those tariffs are a big tax on a lot of my families, and so we got to.
And what do you say to those in your party who are not going?
That's of course Maryland's choice, and I respect that. But
And why wouldn't
that's
you?
everyone. By the way, there were Republicans under Biden who didn't show up for Biden, if you remember, right? And listen, that's everyone's individual choice.
Congresswoman, I want to play for you Stephen A. Smith, who has been actually talked about as a potential presidential contender. But he had a message. Stephen A. Smith. Okay.
She acts surprised. This is the part that I want you guys to watch really, really carefully and closely. Stephen A. Smith tells the truth. He drops truth bombs all over the place. And I commend him for it. Get after them. Roll it.
Host. He had a message for
Kind of a popular guy.
Exactly.
for Democrats who are not attending. I want to ask you to respond to it. Watch.
Okay.
Some are talking about walking out in the middle of his speech. Others are talking about boycotting it altogether and essentially finding something else to do. I'm here to tell you that neither is acceptable. At some point in time, ladies and gentlemen, there's got to be an adult in the room.
Amen.
If you're going to act as juvenile, as petulant, as petty, as you accuse the president.
They act like schoolyard kids, and I don't understand why they do that. Anytime they get a chance, they act about 7, 8 years old. Maybe they act about 6, 7. That's what they're famous for. Childish.
In the United States to be, how are you ever going to hold a high moral ground, at least high enough to judge him accordingly? This is the kind of stuff
Agreed.
that ticks me off.
Why is he wrong?
Stephen A. Smith is entitled to his opinion, and as Josh said earlier, I respect any decision that any of my colleagues make on either side of the aisle to attend or to not attend a State of the Union address. But for him to go off about petulance and disrespect, it's kind of rich coming from him. And here's the deal. I'm not going to Trump's State of the Union address because he is anti-Black. He has taken so many actions during this administration that show he does not care about Black people.
What? Jesse? Okay, we don't have to go down the list of line. We don't have to do this. We don't have to do this at all. She needs to read a book. Look at the face. Look at the face of this lady right here, and you'll be able to tell that she's out of place, out of pocket. She's out of space with her thoughts. It's not parallel. It's not grounded. There's nowhere in her mind where you can find common ground. She's more connected with the aliens. Roll it.
Firing public employees, many of whom are African American, wanting to rename military bases after Confederate traitors, trying to take down displays that show African American history, trying to do an executive order about the African American Museum.
Why are they letting her talk?
Pete Hegseth, as his Secretary of Defense, who stood in a meeting and said, DEI is dead, when 40% of the people who are enlisted in the military are people of color, 20% are African American. So this overt anti-Black agenda of this president does not work for me. So Stephen Smith can have an opinion, but Stephen Smith doesn't vote for me.
I would just push back on that a tad and saying, who saved HBCUs in the first administration?
That's all that I was trying to say in the beginning. Literally what I was saying was Trump is the #1 president. He's the first Black activist. He's an activist for African American presidents, and no one's saying that. No one is saying the true facts. No one's willing to admit the truth that President Donald J. Trump released more Black African American people. African American, you don't have to put both of those together. You don't have to conjoin the descendants or the names. He put more people back out into the public who deserve to be. Not the Mexicans, not the people who are trying to take over America who are not United States citizens, but African Americans. He let them out of jail, HBCU, and here's this Black African American lady, I don't know if she's African American or not. Maybe she looks Cherokee or whatever. I don't care. But she's speaking like she's Black, and she's speaking for the Black people. And what I'm finding out now today, is these people that are speaking for the Black people are actually not for the Black people. And I'm Black. Sorry. Roll it. Jesus. They're so condescending. I can't understand it. I'm sorry about that. Meet me at 8 o'clock. Roll the clip.
So let's talk about
I'm just
HBCUs
saying,
for a second.
Donald Trump,
Let's talk
Obama
about
cut
this.
the funding.
Okay. So
Donald Trump funded it.
So I'm going to accept a lecture from you about HBCUs.
I'm not lecturing. I'm just asking.
And I'm a graduate. I'm a graduate of Clark Atlanta
I'm asking
University.
you. Did
So
Donald Trump save it?
Here's the deal. HBCUs have been grossly underfunded for decades, for as long as I can remember. But when you are doing things like taking health care away from the families of the students who are there,
you're not answering the question.
You're not listening to me. When you take away food assistance, when you do things like that hurt the families, you're hurting the kids who are going to HBCUs. Most of the kids who go to HBCUs are first-generation college people, and they come from families that are underserved.
So will you just submit that Donald, agreed that Donald Trump save HBCUs?
I'm not going to say he saved them, because that's not
She
true.
because she doesn't want to admit the truth. This is why she's not going to say it. I mean, look at the twist of her face. It's the twist of her mind. It's the same twist. She's doing the twist. Of course, she's on the condescending news network, CNN, so of course she's going to do the twist. She's twisting her words. She's twisting the subject. She's twisting the truth. And the truth of the matter is he saved HBCUs. Now, you go, Black woman. You go tell your friends, Black woman, all right? You already know. Let's get back to a calm state where we can just go ahead and watch the rest of this idiocracy. I'm trying so hard to get through. As a matter of fact, meet me at 8 o'clock and we're going to go ahead and watch the State of the Union together. Since they're protesting it, we're going to watch it together. And maybe we'll make fun of it. Maybe we won't. But we'll watch it together in synchronicity.
A lot of funding went
He signed the First Step Act, putting more African-American men out of jail than any other president in the history of this republic.
Here's the deal. Donald Trump in this term is
8 o'clock.
anti-Black. All of the action that he has taken, the things he has done to hurt the African.
I can't hear that anymore. Okay, so anti-Black, she's out of her mind. She's out of control. Somebody strap her in a straight jacket and get her up out of here. It's the Jay Ravato Show. See you at 8.